Why is Turkey's military operating in Syria? To understand, let's go back to August 2016. Turkey launched a joint military operation with the Free Syrian Army in northern Syria. The PKK and its Syrian affiliates, YPG, were working towards linking their two self-proclaimed autonomous regions right at Turkey's doorstep. This was a problem. The PKK has waged an armed campaign against the Turkish state since the early 1980s, killing more than 40,000 people. Meanwhile, Daesh was using the chaos in Syria to make territorial gains. Both had been carrying out a series of terror attacks throughout Turkey, one of which targeted a wedding in Gaziantep, killing 54 people and galvanizing the Turkish government to launch Operation Euphrates Shield. The operation's aim was to stabilize the border region from foreign enemies, mainly Daesh and the PKK. Both the US and the EU consider the PKK a terrorist organization. Despite this, the US has been the biggest supporter of the YPG and sees them as a key ally in the fight against Daesh. US backing has also helped the YPG gain and maintain territory in northern Syria, and the tension between the two NATO allies have increased. Recently, the US told the YPG to rebrand themselves to avoid being linked to the PKK.
They formally called themselves the YPG, who the Turks would say equated to the PKK. So we literally played back to them, hey, you got to change your brand. You know, what do you want to call yourself besides the YPG? And with about a day's notice, they declared that they were the Syrian Democratic Forces.
On August 16, 2016, the YPG took the city of Manbij from Daesh. Turkey saw this as a threat to its national security. And if this corridor was formed, linking the two regions together, most of Turkey's links to the Arab population in Syria and the FSA would be cut off. Turkey warned the YPG to remain to the east of the Euphrates River, and the US seemed to support Turkey.
We have made it absolutely clear to the elements that were part of the Syrian Democratic Forces, the YPG that participated, that they must move back across the river. They cannot, will not, and under no circumstances get American support if they do not keep that commitment, period.
But neither the US or the YPG kept their promises. That's when Turkey entered Syria. They cleared their northern border from Daesh and cut off their access. By November 2016, the operation moved south towards a Daesh stronghold, Al-Bab, a strategic town known as the gateway to Syria's industrial and trade centre, Aleppo. The YPG was also working to clear Al-Bab during the same period. By February 23rd, the FSA, backed by Turkey, liberated the city, and the YPG was prevented from linking up in northeastern and northwestern Syria. Then something else happened. The Syrian regime coordinated with Russia and created an unofficial buffer zone in order to keep Turkey away from the YPG. Since then, the YPG have used the regime-controlled south as a bridge between their cantons. Operation Euphrates Shield came to an end on March 29.
Yani Fırat Kalkanı bitmiştir. Bundan sonra ihtiyaç olması halinde yapılabilecek bir hareketi artık başka bir isimle anılacak.
Since then, thousands of Syrians have been able to return to their hometowns, liberated from Daesh, via the corridor which Turkey has maintained. And Turkey is signalling a new operation at the west of Syria's border. What will Turkey's next step be?